What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, I wanted to go ahead and talk about something I thought was kind of interesting, which is one of the actual statements from a laid-off Epic Games employee about one of the things that they had actually suggested Epic Games to do with the Fortnite crew, a way to actually improve it in a way. So there's going to be a little bit of, one of those, hey, this is what could have been videos, but at the same time, it's still some interesting news from the past that I thought I would go ahead and talk about. So earlier yesterday, Alex Muir, which is M-U-I-R, you can find their Twitter as ALEXMUIRQA, they had actually made a post that stated another idea tossed up years ago, but at the time got shot down, was the ability to get a token for each month you were subscribed to the Fortnite crew subscription. This token would allow you, actually let me go ahead and eliminate these players real quickly. All right, this token would actually allow you to go into a rotating shop of older battle pass skins and stuff that you'd be able to actually redeem those tokens for. So basically, the longer you're subscribed to the Fortnite crew, the more tokens you would be able to get, and then the more tokens you had, the more cosmetics from older passes and stuff that you'd be able to go ahead and actually obtain, add to your account without actually having participated in those older battle passes. And it wouldn't even have to just be for battle passes. Imagine being able to get like 3 skin tokens for being subscribed for 3 months, and then being able to redeem like a crew pass outfit you had actually missed out on, or a variant for one of those older cosmetic sets that we actually ended up missing out on because you either just didn't subscribe in the amount of time you needed or whatever other reason. This whole entire token system would have been a pretty nice system in order to allow people to have more freedom in what they actually got from their crew pass subscription, instead of just being locked into the whole, oh hey, there's things here and there, you get a monthly pass or whatever. But this would have allowed them to actually give more and more of those benefits. And we kind of saw something like this in the works at one point. I don't know if you guys remember me actually leaking this and talking about it, but we're going to have crew monthly trial outfits and all that type of stuff. I think it only ended up getting used in Korean PC cafes later down the line, once they redid the whole entire system 3 times. But it was a little bit of a benefit they were going to have to the Fortnite crew, where every single month you were actively subscribed, you get a list of trial cosmetics that you'd be able to use for that month. And if you wanted to keep those cosmetics, you could wait for them to appear in the item shop, pick them up then, and enjoy it that way. But if you didn't have them in the shop at that time and the crew pass actually expired or a new month rolled around, it would rotate what the cosmetics that were available would have been. It was a pretty cool system idea. I thought it actually would have been a pretty nice one. Some people were a little bit confused on how it would have worked, but it would have allowed people who just want to pay a monthly subscription and might not want to actually purchase every collaboration or whatever else to go ahead and still have a chance at using some of those more sought after cosmetics later down the line, with a little bit of a lower risk in terms of the actual price you're putting in, because instead of keeping the cosmetic, buying it permanently, you're just paying for a month of a subscription. And if it has, one of the cosmetics you want in that month, then oh hey, I gotta have fun with it. And then you can decide while that month's going on if you want to keep the skin, or if you've kind of wore it for long enough that you're like, I got my fun out of it, I don't really care for it that much, of the novelty wore off. But that was another one of the little ideas they actually had, and it feels like we get a lot of ideas and leaks and stuff for the Fortnite crew that just end up never coming out. For example, we had leaks about special crew challenges. Now, these wouldn't have been like the whole entire stay subscribed for another month challenges, but instead it would be actual challenges for XP and maybe bonus rewards that you would be doing in Battle Royale, maybe Fortnite Festival, all the other modes. That was something they had as an idea before. They had an idea for custom base plates that would be below your feet in the actual lobby when you're in a party and everything. They had all these ideas, even multi-month purchase options, and for some reason, instead of getting all of those, the most recent news we have about the Fortnite crew is the fact that it's going to be lowering the amount of V-Bucks you're getting monthly in June. So instead of getting yourself 1,000 V-Bucks every single month, whenever your Fortnite crew subscription renews, you'll only be getting 800 V-Bucks, which kind of just makes the Fortnite crew not really that worth it. If you really think about all the changes, sure, there's the battle pass and everything, but my Fortnite crew actually expired, and I realized I'm missing like 2 of the super level variants, but I don't really want to go ahead and renew the crew for less benefits than we were really getting before, and the fact that the passes can just kind of disappear when you're only like half done with them. So, it feels a little less exciting to get the Fortnite crew more and more, and it definitely feels a little bit less exciting when you think about the fact that with the Fortnite crew benefit being added to stuff like Xbox Game Pass, the price of Game Pass has just kind of gone down recently, or, well, the value of Game Pass, I should say, has gone down. The prices continue to go up, and it ends up becoming a situation where it's like everything's getting more expensive, and they're offering just less and less. So it's like, why would I want to even even stay subscribed at that point. But, you know, that's just a personal gripe from me, and I hope that one day in the future, you know, once Epic Games goes and gets past this whole entire little rocky time they're currently in, we're able to get a lot of cool stuff. You know, I hope we're able to get a situation where the crew pass gets more benefits. You know, there's been tons that have been leaked, tons that have been worked on before. You know, I hope that the crew pass gets more benefits. I hope V-Buck prices kind of even out to an understandable spot. I hope all this stuff happens, but at least as of right now, you know, it definitely seems like they had a lot of cool ideas, but they just never really went through with implementing any of them. I'm not for sure if it's because they thought, you know, implementing stuff like little tokens they'd be able to use for old battle pass skins or whatever would get rid of some novelty, or would go ahead and mess with the economy of the game or something, but who really knows? Until next time, however, hope you champs and champions enjoy today's YouTube video. Let me know a feature that you wish was added to the Fortnite crew. It can be one that was already leaked before, such as the one we talked about in today's video, or it can be something that just never was even suggested. You know, if you have your own idea that you think would be a great benefit to the Fortnite crew, drop it in the comments down below. But until next time, I'll catch you guys a little bit later in another upload. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Until tomorrow, peace out.